This film deals with one of the most secret and fantastic events that take place on our planet, the beginning of a new human life. In every woman on Earth, preparation for this event starts every month during her fertile years. A follicle ruptures and releases a single egg cell surrounded by nourishing cumulus cells. The egg cell is delicately picked up by the fimbriae of the fallopian tube and led into its wider ampullary part. Inside, the egg cell is carried down the tube by millions of tiny cilia hairs. It's in the tube that the egg cell will meet the sperm from the father. Here, inside the man's testes, the formation of sperm takes place. It occurs in the walls of innumerable small tubules. From puberty to late in the man's life, they'll serve to nurture billions and billions of developing sperm. Unlike the woman's ovaries, that from birth have all the egg cells which will be needed, this efficient sperm factory creates new reproductive cells continuously during a man's life at an unbelievable pace. The sperm head contains half of the chromosomes needed to create a new human being. The other half waits securely stored in the woman's egg cell. When ejaculation occurs, it sets off a remarkable chemical process. Various glands immediately shoot out different forms of liquid that mix to form the so-called semen, a unique alkaline fluid that protects the sperm from the acidic environment of the woman's vagina. The ejaculated sperm have reached the woman's body. Millions of tiny genetic carriers fight to win the race to the female egg cell in the unknown distance. Inside the vagina and further up in the cervix, secretions are prepared to meet the newcomers. Ruled by the woman's hormones, the composition of this mucus allows penetration of the sperm through the cervix for just a short period of time. When seen dried, this mucus forms specific patterns. Tiny narrow channels in the mucus, which the sperm utilize to progress forward, are built up by linearly arranged glycogen molecules. The whipping sperm tail is driven by a powerful microscopic chemical motor located in the midsection of the tail. During the long journey through the cervical canal, the uterus, and into the fallopian tubes, sperm selection takes place. Only the very best, the fastest, and the most competent sperm reach the egg cell. and only one sperm will be successful in penetrating the egg cell. And here they meet, man and woman, on a cellular level. In order to prepare for fertilization, the sperm remove the egg's cumulus cells by secreting special enzymes. And finally, one single sperm enters the egg's membrane. The winner immediately blocks the way for other sperm by influencing the egg cell's calcium flux. The tail is now lost, and the genetic material in the sperm head fuses with the female chromosomes in the egg cell. A first cleavage takes place after approximately 24 hours. During the first cleavage stages, resulting into up to 8 to 16 cells, each cell is an exact copy of the others and can move freely within the fertilized egg. At the next phase, the cells are bound together into a cell cluster. Now they also start to differentiate in specific ways towards their future functions. What's called a blastocyst moves out into the uterus 4 to 5 days after fertilization. In the uterus, the blastocyst contracts and expands a couple of times before it finally hatches, much like a chick escaping its eggshell. Then, the new life fastens onto the wall of its mother's uterus. The camera eye follows the first phases of implantation. The blastocyst spreads out and sinks down into the mucous membrane. The first shape of the new human being. The leg bud above the somites that will form the spine. It goes through stages that remind us of creatures from prehistoric times. The umbilical cord is created, which allows nutrients and oxygen to pass from mother to developing fetus. The face unfolds, and arms and legs develop, here in the 6th week after fertilization. In these film sequences shot inside the uterus, details of a 9-week-old fetus can be inspected. The needle scope used has an outer diameter of less than 1 millimeter. Modern medical photography like this, in combination with the development of ultrasound, gives us a unique opportunity to study human development before birth, and to open up new, previously inconceivable possibilities in fetal care. All the way up to the day of birth, when a new human being sees daylight for the first time.